Hello, it's MD Pirate. Back with another Minecraft mod. This one's Dimensional Doors, and it's by this dude right here. I'll put a link in the description as well so you can go and download this. Now it's quite difficult to explain. I tried to find a decent way of actually showing you what it does. So I thought I'd build a pyramid because it looked quite cool. And a few little rooms. So first things first, I will show you how to craft the stuff you'll need. So if we go up here, we've got the doors. Now, basically, you've got two main doors. This one's like a dimensional door. So this is how you get into the other dimensions, which is just two iron doors and an ender pearl. So not too expensive for what it does. And warp door is basically how you walk between the dimensions and the overworld, which you need wooden door and ender pearl the same. Trapdoor, or transdimensional trapdoor, is like an escape route. So if you get stuck somewhere, which you'll see in a minute why you might, you can use this, which you'll need some blocks for as normal. You can jump through it, and you will go back to where you entered the dimension. So if you've only gone into one, you jump through that, and you go back to the main door. Pretty much. So there are your doors. The other things are rifts, which I will explain a little bit more later on. But there's three things. To get the rift remover, which as it does removes them, is just 4 gold, 1 ender pearl. Rift signature, which basically captures the rift, which will make more sense in a minute, I hope, is 4 iron and 1 ender pearl. You can also get this thing as well, unstable fabric, which is fabric of reality, which is what the dimensions are made of, and the ender pearl. I'm not 100% sure what that does, to be honest, but that's what it is anyway. So first of all, I'll show you how it works. So this is a dimensional door. Now the cool thing about these is, if I have to get a few of these, is you can place them anywhere. You don't need to build something around them. I did, just because it looks cooler. So it opens like normal, right click, you see some stuff in there. When you go through, you actually can't, you end up in this dimension. Now we'll come back to this one in a second, mainly because I've done a little bit of work in here. I'll show you what a blank one looks like. So if you place a dimensional door inside a dimension, you go into another dimension. So if we go through this one, we'll get into another one. And this is what they look like when you get in there, apart from the other door. Basically just a huge black space. Now they're not endless, some people think. They do stop, which when we go back in the other room you'll see. And again, place another, you go into another, place another, you go into another. And you just endlessly keep going, which is why you can get lost, because if you end up with more than one door in one room, you'll struggle to find out which one you went through to get back. So you can quite easily get stuck. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you just follow the way back, we'll eventually, oh, there we go, I hope, get back. This one should lead us back into the first room. There we go. Okay, so basically what they are, if we start from here, is the iron blocks on the roof is how big each one is. If I get a block I'll show you. Now there's a few cool things apart from anything about these rooms. One, if you right click, you will replace, because there is actually a block there, it's the fabric block, whatever's actually there. And if you shift click, you can then place on top, so then you can start building. Now, as you might have noticed, there's no light source in here, it's completely dark. Obviously there's a bit of glowstone, but the blocks look like they've got light on them, which is really awesome for building. It means you don't have to, effectively the lights don't do anything. The only reason I've got them is just so you can easily see where, like basically where I was building to. They were pretty decent size, and the fact that they go on, you can keep going and going and going, means you can build different levels in each. I don't know if you're doing like a adventure map or something, you could have to come into it to get something. Now that's basically the dimensional doors. They just keep going, and then if we go back to this one, you'll appear here. Jesus, let's just get rid of that a second before all hell breaks loose. I will show you that a little bit later, but it's not good. I don't think there's any more. Yeah, so we're back where we were. So if we just go back in for a second. Now warp doors are the brown ones. Now what they do is wherever you place in here, it will place a door on the overworld. So if I go into this one, for instance, which I placed before, we're in this room, which is, if I open the door, you can see in here, and it was the one on the right. So you can get into it from there, but you can't just walk through. And if we go back, I'll show you. It was, I think, It should have been this one. There you go, see the iron. And you can go the same way, you can go the other way, you can go back through the wooden doors. And the same way with this one. Now, you can't set it to go where you want, but all you need to do is start from wherever your door is and just basically count. So you can count, you place the blocks, work out where it will be, do the same on the overworld, and the door will be where you actually want it to be. Now this one does the same. You go through, and then there's some water on top, and then you can just build some rooms with some cool stuff, whatever you want, whatever you feel like, all the riches in the world. And then we can head back. And this one was the one that was at the end of the pyramid, which you can see through. There you go, there's the other doors. That's where we were crafting before, so we can go back in. So yeah, dimensional doors go into the dimension, warp doors get you out of it. Now as far as I'm aware as well, if you go into another dimension, place a warp door, I think you can warp between them. It gets a little bit confusing. It's easier if you just test it out, because it's easy to get lost and confused and not knowing where the hell you are. Now it works the same with height as well. So if we just go up here, if we try. Now again, all I did to do this was just work out how many blocks high, where what to go, and then just it'll put you where you want to go. So if we go out here, it's now put us at the top of the pyramid. Now the other one was under there, and that's that room we went in. So you can guess. You can place a door, see where it lands, and then go from there. Maybe if you want it in the middle and it had landed there, you know, just to move it one over, and it will go there. So it's pretty simple once you test it a little bit, once you get used to it. You can put doors pretty much wherever you want. This is pretty much the height. Luckily, it worked out pretty well, because this is the height of where you can go. You can break this stuff. You can see it is a block. It will break. It doesn't drop. And if you keep going, I think you just get to like the outside of the cube and you end up in the void, which is not a good place to be. So yeah, that's pretty much how they work. So you can just keep going, build stuff, warp the door between doors back into the overworld, stuff like that. Now the next thing you can build, which I was talking about before, these trapdoors. Now what these do is, if you get lost in the dimensions, which is quite easy, stuck somewhere you don't know where the heck you are, you can build one of these as long as you've got some blocks and the trapdoor. Now what it does, if we open it like normal, jump in, it'll take us back to this main door where we entered the dimension. So this first one is the main from the overworld to the dimension. The interesting thing is it puts on the other side of the door, which is quite cool, because apart from breaking and getting in here, that's the only way you could actually get into here. Apart from placing a warp door just the other side of the dimension door, which would be a little bit of a pain, but yeah. So if we go back in, now the other thing you can do, well the same thing, but the cool thing, if we keep going, so let's just go to a few more. There's another one there. Whoop, keep going. Let's go into another one. Keep going. So this one's a blank one. So if we build another one here and jump in, it'll take you back to this overworld door. So you can keep, if you basically keep going, and you're in like 10, 15, however many dimensions, and you don't know how to get back out, just keep some of these on you, and you'll always, oh, it fell through, and you'll always jump back to that main door. Obviously you'll miss out everything in between, but at least you can sort of escape. You're not going to get lost forever. So they're really important and really handy to have on you. Keep a few on you. I wouldn't just in case. You see, if you place one, you place them as you go along, I suppose. Place one every so often, and then at least if you find your way back to one, you can at least get back to the main door. So that's what the trapdoors do. Now there is a few other things that you can do. Let's try. If we build one of these, let's just build a warp door here. It should land somewhere in the pyramid, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. So it's just landed there. So if that's where we went forward and right, and that's just where it landed. Now if we break, I've still a little bit of testing with these. So if we just get one of each of these, I don't know what the hell that does. If we break this door, and I'll go back into here as well, and break this door, which was the one I just placed, and back out again, back into the overworld. Hopefully, there you go. So that is a rift, and they occur whenever you break like a link between the dimensions and the overworld. Now this thing will start to destroy the floor. It won't go too deep here because I'm on a like a flat world, so I don't know how deep it actually goes, but it will start deleting it. Now what you can do, you can place a door there, and it will take you back to wherever the door in the dimension was. So if I place that there, I can go through, and it'll bring us back here, because that's where the original door was. That's where the rift is connected to. So if we break that again, it'll only ever take you back there. So let's see if it's still there. No, see it go. Once you place the door, it'll go. So I'll break that again and see if we can get the rift to come back. And it worked the same the other way around as well. So let's see if that one's spawned. It might not have done yet. Yeah, there you go. If you break one in here and outside, you get a rift on either side. Which again, this, if I place the door, remember there's no door on the other side, knows where the door was, like a memory, and then it'll take you back there. Now what you can do, I'll show you this one first, a rift signature. Hopefully this will work. If you right click underneath, if you look at it now, see it's got like the enchantment on it. Now that means it's taken at least a dimension 2. So that means it's taken that memory of wherever that door was and stored it in here. So if we use a rift remover, which just right click on the bottom, I'll do it a few times, it'll permanently delete that. So that's gone now. So if you did that without saving it, you wouldn't be able to get back there without building another door. So let's see if that one's there. Yeah, let's do the same. So let's just delete that. Go. Yeah, so let's go somewhere quite far away. So now what it means is, you can take this, which again, I don't know if you're on an adventure map, you could take it with you. You could have like a main save room where you could keep all your stuff. You can take this with you. Let's just stick it here. Right click on the floor, and it creates the rift again. Just effectively moves it from where we had it in there and puts it there. So now if we want to get back, right click, rift's gone, open the door, and we're back in. So that rift, which again, we place a door, and now that's permanently opened it back up. Links the two again. And then you just break it to get a rift, and then you can break the other one to get a rift. And that's pretty much how you do it. I'll delete this one more here. Rift remover, I don't know how many times you got to click it, but just spam it, get rid of it. As I say, you don't want to leave them too long, mainly because they will start destroying. And as I say, I don't know how far they will actually go, but it's never a good thing to get your stuff destroyed. So yeah, that's pretty much the mod. Hopefully you understood. It's pretty. Honestly, I got lost so many times. I went in there. I placed about 15. I don't know how many. Multiple in one room when I first tested it. I had no idea where the heck I was. Couldn't get back. It didn't end well. So that's why I planned this one a little bit better. So yeah, dimensional doors takes you into a new dimension. Warp doors back to the overworld. Or back. Let's just try this. That's not right. Let's just go into this second one and see what happens when we place one in here. Oh no. Yeah, so that's warped us into what appears to be another dimension. See, this is where you get lost. So hopefully this should be the right way out. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's just get rid of that. So you can see why you can get confused. You get the other thing is the rooms are a pretty good size as well. You can see the height from there. You could build a pretty decent building in here. You get a nice sized room, whatever you want to build. So if we just go back out, and then we're back in the overworld. Now it loads pretty quickly as well, which is really good. If it took forever to load, you wouldn't want to sit there and wait, messing about going in between, because it's pretty instant. Or it certainly was when I'm doing this. Then it's really easy to use. It's such a different mod than I've seen for quite a while actually. So I definitely suggest you get it, download it, give it a go, and let me know what you think. So I think for now, thanks for watching.